Back at Fenway, 10-2. The Orioles on top as we get ready for the bottom of the fifth. Time for the Heineken What's on Tap. The final game of this series. Check your local listings tomorrow as the Red Sox play the Orioles' final game of the series. Then Tampa Bay coming in after the off day Monday. Tuesday against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Our coverage begins at 5:30. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday against the D-Rays. Jason Johnson had to wait a while, but I'm sure he's not disappointed. He now has an 8-run lead in which to work with. And he deals with the bottom third of the Boston order. Shea Hillenbrand grounded into a double play his first time up. Jason Johnson has retired the last 5 Red Sox in a row after giving up the 2-run home run to Johnny Damon, which brought the Red Sox right back into the game, as it was 3-0 Baltimore and brought Boston back within a run. The 2-1 to Shea. Foul off the right side. Seven-run top of the 5th inning for the Orioles. The first time the Red Sox have given up 7 runs in an inning since August of a year ago against Tampa Bay. Line to right. Gibbons was very deep. Comes on and makes the running catch to Rob Hillenbrand. Nice play turned in by Jay Gibbons for out number 1.
Now Gibbons having himself a pretty nice night. The nice play on that line drive that's really slicing away from him off the bat of the right-handed hitter. That ball sliced back toward the foul line, and still Gibbons able to reach across the body, being the left-handed thrower, and make that catch. He's also got a couple of hits in this game. He had that double back in the first inning to drive in 2 runs. A lot of people think he's going to have a big year. Remember last year he had that bad wrist.
Jeremy Giambi out after the first one. He walked his first time. The Red Sox have been held to just 3 hits so far by the tall right-hander.
You know, it's a little scary, Don, the way the Yankees are playing. They won again today. They are now 9-1 to start the season. How about Tony Peña's club?
Unbelievable. They won again today, too. They're now 9-0, the Kansas City Royals. And Oakland's gotten off to a pretty good start. They've fallen off a little bit now, 7-3, but they started off at 7-1.
And in the National League, the Giants off to a 10-1 start. They were postponed today against the Dodgers.
The Tigers were 0-9 coming in today, but they won for the first time as Hairston at second base throws out Giambi. 2 down.
Alan Trammell picks up his first win as a manager. Had to wait a while.
He did.
Well, you know, it doesn't come, I don't think, as any surprise when he took that job. He knew that they got a long way to go in Detroit, but they're trying to bring back some of that winning attitude that Trammell had. Kurt Gibson, guys that he's brought in the dugout with him. But it's going to take time.
Here's Jason Varitek, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. You know, the Yankees certainly have a great deal of depth, and that is proven now, especially with them doing all this without Derek Jeter.
I think it was Matsui that had the game-winning hit today. Godzilla.
And there to Varitek, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. The Yankees heading into action today leading the American League in hitting at 316. Conversely, the Red Sox in the middle of the pack at 267. Wild swing from Varitek, briefly gets away from Heel, who tagged him to end the inning. 5th strikeout for Jason Johnson. He's now retired 8 Red Sox in a row, and Jason Johnson and the Orioles enjoy a 10-2 lead. Back at Fenway Park in the midst of the 6th inning, 10-2 Baltimore, and all eyes right now are down by the third base coach's box at Fenway Park. Very scary moment. Mike Cubbage is a diabetic, and it appears that he has had some sort of seizure here in between innings. And at first, the Red Sox and Orioles thought that there was a fight going on as the Orioles came out of the dugout to assist him. And they came out of the bullpens right away, and he is being assisted now by the training staffs of both clubs.
I looked down there, Don, between innings, and a couple of the Orioles were holding up, trying to hold up Mike Cubbage. And as you mentioned, we know he's a diabetic. He wears that insulin pump on the side of his belt.
People often ask what that is on his belt, and it is insulin that gets to him. And it did appear that he was having some sort of seizure. And a scary moment here at Fenway Park right now. And certainly a lot of the Orioles shaken. They were right there on the steps of the dugout to see that happen.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who the Oriole players were. There were a couple of them there that were just trying to hold him up, and Mike was trying to run across the field to get to the dugout. It looks like they were trying to get him to stay there.
Well, this has been a difficult season, first of all, with Tony Cloninger, and our prayers are still with him every day to begin the year, and the Red Sox coaching staff, and now Mike Cubbage here in what again appears to be a seizure type situation for Mike. And he did appear to try to want to get back across the field. He had gone to his spot in the third base coach's box and then looked like he was trying to get back towards the dugout.
Yeah, it was Tom Trebelhorn, the third base coach, and Jerry Hairston, the second baseman, that were doing their best to try to help balance him and get him to stay there and sit down. And medical staff reacted very quickly here at Fenway.
Really take him off to a hand. Looks like they're going to take him through Canvas Alley, which is down the right field line.
Yeah, that's the quickest way to the doctor's office here at Fenway.
Our thoughts are with Mike, who was a terrific guy. And we'll get, I'm sure, the medical attention he needs right now. It has been a strange night tonight at Fenway Park. We will step aside and come back from Fenway. Back at Fenway, Gary Matthews Jr. popping one up into shallow center field for Garciaparra. And there's the first out here in the top of the 6th inning.
The designated hitter, number 23.
As soon as we give word on Mike Cubbage, we'll pass it along. Here is David Segui, who's 1 for 3. Drove in a run his last time up. Part of the 7-run top of the 5th inning for the Orioles. Boston dugout appears at the end. Look out, Bob Tomaselli. It was right in his area. Did I get him? It got him. You all right, Bobby? No, I got him in a good spot.
Bob's got a good new setup down there. He's down toward the end of the Red Sox dugout, first base side.
He was on the front of the dugout before, right? On closer to home plate.
Yes.
Steve Woodard has been on now for a full inning of relief of Pedro Martinez tonight. And he works here in the top of the 6th inning with 1 out. And he's fallen behind 3-1 to David Segui. Woodard making the club as a non-roster invitee after signing a minor league deal in November with the Red Sox. 27 years of age, his 10th pro season. And the 6th year that he has appeared in the major leagues or parts of. Sorry about that. Stole Jerry's notes. He stole them back.
Did you think they were yours?
Well, yeah. And I also was in the middle of that line when you took it away. Apparently you don't care because you're not giving them back.
They're my notes.
You're going to be that way? Three and 2 to David Segui. Got him. Went up top to do so. First strikeout for Steve Woodard. 2 down.
Well, stay tuned after the game for the W.B. Mason's Extra Innings, New England's Red Sox post-game show. Extra highlights, extra interviews, and extra analysis. Hosted by Bob Rogers and a new lineup of studio analysts. After the last inning, the action is just beginning.
Two outs in the top of the 6th inning. Jeff Conine, and he gets hit. He walked twice tonight, did Conine. He scored 2 runs, but he's hit this time.
Yeah, it looked like a curveball had just slipped out of the hand that time of Steve Woodard.
The right fielder, number 25.
You see the spin on it, but it's not going to be breaking toward the plate. Right on the hip, the left hip of Conine.
2 outs, the runner at first. Here's Jay Gibbons. You know, I think the strangest thing about the Mike Cubbage situation really was that the players, for the Orioles players who were trying to help Mike Cubbage, it appeared at one point that they were surrounding Mike Cubbage, and they were to help him up. And the Red Sox came filing out of the dugout as if it was a fight situation, and the bullpen's empty.
Well, they couldn't tell from way out there what was going on. Obviously, they're a long way from the action down there in the bullpens, and it was, obviously strange to see something going on that third base side.
Hillenbrand throws out Gibbons, and the Orioles are gone in the top of the 6th. 10-2 Baltimore at the end of 5.5 from Fenway. Last of the 6th, 10-2 Baltimore on top. The Orioles starter Jason Johnson has retired 8 Red Sox in a row. And the top of the Boston order, the last man to reach. That was a 2-run home run by this man, Johnny Damon. It's just the second outing for Jason Johnson, but you have to be impressed with what you've seen from him.
Yeah, he's pitched very well against the Red Sox. That start down in Baltimore, that was also against Pedro Martinez. And then again here tonight, 2-run home run, the only 2 runs for the Red Sox. He's had a few things to work through, too. A couple of delays. He's been out there warming up once, had to go back in when the umpire had to change. Some long innings, obviously a very long inning in the 5th.
Popped up foul off the left side, and that will reach the seats. In the 5th, the Orioles sent 11 men to the plate and scored 7 times in that inning.
Well, we mentioned some of the changes and more seats added on the field, both down past the first base and third base dugouts this season at Fenway, and also behind home plate. A couple of rows, extra rows in this area.
Damon hits it well to right field. Jay Gibbons heading back in front of the bullpen. Can he make the catch? Got it. Nice catch by Jay Gibbons, who holds on and crashes into the bullpen fence. Wow, had a long way to go and comes up with it. Damon is retired.
Oh, he had some night, offensively and defensively. The second real good play he's made in this game, and he's going to be bruised up after making this catch. The catch, and then crashes with that right shoulder into the wall, but still able to hold on to the baseball. So that's one where they got up in the breeze a little bit, and it gave it a push, and Gibbons had to go all the way back to the Red Sox bullpen to make that catch.
The wall didn't even budge. Todd Walker's 0 for 2. 9 in a row retired by Jason Johnson. That time he got a little help from his friend Jay Gibbons out in right field. Johnson falling behind 2-0. He'll back off the mound. Thrown just 73 pitches, so he's in pretty good shape here in terms of his pitch count. Last time out against the Red Sox, he threw 97 of them. He has an 8-run lead in which to work with. Up now at 2-2 to Todd Walker. Taking over third base, the bench coach Jerry Narron for Mike Cubbage. And again, we hope Mike is now okay wherever they have taken him, whether it's here in the Red Sox clubhouse or to a local hospital. And it did appear, in case you're just joining us, he may have had a seizure. Mike is a diabetic. The 2-2. A little foul off the first base side. Jason Johnson lasted 6 1/3 in his first outing against Boston. 5 1/3 deep right now. Towards right center field, and that'll fall for a base hit. First base runner for Boston since the 3rd inning. And the first hit tonight for Todd Walker.
Number 5, Nomar Garciaparra.
One on. Here's Nomar, who singled in the first, grounded out to second in the 3rd. Popped up down the right field line. Jake Gibbons was deep and towards right center, moves over and makes the catch. Something came out of the stands at Jake Gibbons just as he made the catch.
That's terrible. No need for that. Gibbons going to the line to make the catch, and then looked like some popcorn came down. Really, come on, fans, you don't have to do that.
Two down. Todd Walker still at first. And it brings up Manny Ramirez. And he's line to center, line to right, hit the ball hard on 2 occasions, but at people tonight. He was 0 for 5 in the final game of the series in Toronto. And is 0 for 2 so far tonight. Look out. Hit him in the helmet. The curveball.
Yep.
77 miles per hour, the projection, so not intentional.
Now we saw a ball slip out of Woodard's hand the last inning. He hit Conine, a curveball. Same thing here with Johnson. A curveball right over the top of the head of Manny. He tries to get down and just grazes the back of his helmet. And thank goodness it was a curveball. But you notice it might be a little bit more difficult now. The cooler temperatures, wind blowing, to get the grip on those breaking ball. And we've seen a couple of guys get hit.
Now David Ortiz 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts so far tonight. 2 of 5 Ks for Jason Johnson. They have come against David Ortiz. Second bat to Hopper to Hairston. On to Conine, and that'll do it. Red Sox strand 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. We played 6 on the home opener from Fenway. It's 10-2 Baltimore.
Baltimore 10-2 in this game through 6 innings. Well, tickets are still available for April's 15th, 16th, and 17th. Most at 25% off, and each day the Red Sox have gifts for fans. Red Sox Canine Companion calendars on the 15th. New blue and red caps courtesy of Poland Spring on the 16th. And sports bag compliments of Delta Airlines on the 17th. Tickets are available 24 hours a day at 617-482-4SOX at redsox.com or during business hours at Fenway Park.
The Red Sox are the new pitcher. Their third of the night. Chad Fox comes on for Steve Woodard.
Last time Fox worked was on Wednesday against Toronto, an inning in that game, his 5th appearance overall for the Red Sox.
In the air to center field. Johnny Damon has it sized up, and Batista's out number 1. We'd like to thank the Majestic people, the New Era people, and the Red Sox for dropping off the new Red Sox jersey that they have given Jerry and I. It is the red jersey.
You're going to look good in that, Don.
I am. And they gave me the XL to cover my kitchen, which is terrific. That's good.
Very
I need
nice.
the XL. Very nice. Thank them. We love gifts. Love free stuff. So send it along. We're all about free stuff. Surhoff gets a piece, 1-1. Just joining us tonight, Pedro Martinez, 4 1/3, 9 hits, 10 runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts for Pedro. 1 and 2 to Surhoff. Needless to say, that's the most runs Pedro's given up in any outing in his career. Surhoff went after it and got a piece. 1-2.
Sure, Don, excuse me, when you're looking at dugout, Grady Little, the rest of the coaching staff, I'm sure, part of their mind on this game, obviously, but also concerned about the health of Mike Cubbage. And, John Burkett may have been up in that clubhouse, had a report, maybe bring him down to members of the coaching staff.
It's certainly been a trying year on the hearts of that coaching staff already, as I mentioned earlier, with Tony Cloninger, and now it appeared to be a seizure for Mike Cubbage. This is Gregson, the acting pitching coach, alongside Grady Little. Surhoff chops it down the first baseline. Ortiz with the fair ball and the out. 2 down.
The shortstop, number 11.
Now, this is certainly something that Chad Fox needs, probably for his psyche more than anything else, is to have a good inning here in his first inning at Fenway Park. He's gotten the first 2 outs pretty quickly here in the top of the 7th inning.
And also, getting into a game where not a lot of pressure late in the game where the team's ahead, one of these games where they're behind, and maybe help them relax a little bit.
Grounded towards Walker, and Chad Fox has a 1-2-3 top of the 7th inning. Much needed. The Orioles go down only for the second time tonight. 1-2-3. The 7th inning stretch from Fenway with Baltimore on top 10-2. We're going to keep it right here for God Bless America from Fenway Park on this opening night in Boston.
Performed this evening by Chrissy Poland of Marshfield, Massachusetts, following by the singing of Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
The land that I love, stand beside her and guide her with the light in the night from above, from the mountains to the parade. to the ocean. Wide river,
Back at Fenway, the Orioles have the 10-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Well, now it's time to keep score with Nesson, sponsored by Pepsi. In tonight's play, Tony Batista's base hit. This was in the 4th inning to lead off the inning, and Manny throwing him out at second base. And the way I would draw that would be the base hit for on the fastball, and then I would have Manny throwing him out at second base. 7-4. For more tips on how to keep score, pick up your free Nesson Viewers Guide at Pepsi Displays, located at your local Shore supermarkets and Star Market.
That is the most normal scoring I've ever seen you do.
Yeah.
I mean, not that you're not normal. We have an update on Mike Hubbage we want to get right out of the gate here. He did indeed have a seizure, as we had anticipated, and it was due to too much insulin actually getting to him. They call it a hypoglycemic event, and he had too much insulin getting to him, so they gave him an IV with sugar. He responded very well. They took him to Beth Israel Hospital. Apparently he responded right away and is doing well. They took him to Beth Israel only as a precautionary event, so that is certainly good news, and we're very happy that Mike is okay. But it was indeed a seizure, but because oddly enough he was getting too much insulin apparently. I understand the Red Sox tried to contact his family, who I know often watches the games here on Nesson, and we're glad to give them the good news. Millar sends it through the left side. And he's aboard to begin things here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
You know, Kevin Millar, the only Red Sox hitter to have a couple of hits in this ball game tonight, had a base hit to right field earlier in the game in the 2nd. Now pulls the fastball for a base hit. So he is 2 for 3. He started the game at 394, and now 2 for 3 in this game tonight.
There's Shea, who's grounded out to second base into a double play and lined to right. 0 for 2. Through the right side into right field for a base hit. Millar touches second. He's headed for third as Gibbons' throw will go to second. And Boston has something going in the bottom of the 7th. Runners at the corners and nobody out.
All 3 times tonight, Hillenbrand has gone to the right side of the field. The first time for a ground ball, ended up in a double play. Then a line drive that Gibbons made a nice play on. And now this time, finally finds the hole for the base hit.
The catcher's going to head out and talk to Johnson. The Orioles have some serious stirring going on in their bullpen. Looks like somebody's going to get up. There's Mark Wiley, the pitching coach, is out. Well, this is the first time we've seen anything in that Baltimore bullpen. In fact, now it's double-barreled action, in fact. And Jason Johnson has done another fine job tonight.
You can tell that's Rick Bauer, the right-hander, and B.J. Ryan, the left-hander. Bauer, tall, lanky, kind of a sidearm delivery.
Jeremy Giambi walked in the 3rd, grounded out to second in the 5th. starts off behind. Giambi now 2 for 23 in a Red Sox uniform. His first hit in a Boston uniform was a 2-run home run. Miller for the strike, and Giambi's in a hole. Johnson's given up 6 hits tonight. 2 have come in this inning with nobody out. On the ground, handled by Conine. Tags the bag at first. The run from third comes in the line. And the Red Sox get their 3rd run of the night.
Conine just makes the safe play there. They've got the comfortable lead in the game. He just wants to make sure he gets the first out of this inning. He probably could have turned around and thrown the shortstop to maybe get a pause, but why take the chance of hitting the guy in the back with the lead?
Well, Jason Varitek, who's had a tough night at the plate, striking out twice. Jason Johnson has had his number tonight. Gets away from Geronimo Gil. Up to third goes Hillenbrand. He'll round it.
That might have hit Varitek.
He did indeed. He's going to have to go back to the bag at second.
A couple of hit batters in the last few innings, both times on the curveball. Got Manny on the top of the helmet, and now gets Varitek right off the toe.
The center fielder, number 18, Johnny Damon.
The conference at the mound. And Johnny Damon coming up. Of course, it was Damon who hit the 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning. Off Jason Johnson to give the Red Sox their first 2 runs of the night. And he'll have to face him again, or will he? No. Here comes Mike Hargrove. Johnson will not face him. And they'll make the change even with the 7-run lead. Mike Hargrove not taking any chances.
Now he's got a couple of lefties due up in Damon and Walker. He'll go to the left-hander B.J. Ryan.
So another solid effort tonight from Jason Johnson, who departs with a 7-run advantage. We're in the last of the 7th inning. It's 10-3 Baltimore. Back at Fenway, Baltimore on top 10-3 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Let's check in with Tom Caron. Tom?
Don, thank you. A strange opening night, but opening day, opening night, still about memories. Trudy, Carolyn, Emily, and Sharetta here, and they've got some memories. First of all, it's been a long couple of days for you guys.
We were here 3 times. This is a 3rd time we tried to see opening day. I'm really glad we finally got to see it, but even though the results kind of haven't been the best.
Well, they had opening day tickets yesterday, got rained out. This afternoon they came back, got rained out. Didn't have tickets tonight, right? You had to. You 2 had them. You 2 didn't. You had to actually scalp them.
Yeah, we got them for face value, but hey, it's worth it, right?
Tell me about that can of Coke you're holding. Who gave that to you?
Before the game, I asked Larry Lucchino for some soda, and he gave me his half-drunk can of.
There you go. Larry Lucchino gave her a soda. Guys, back to you.
All right, Tom. New pitcher is B.J. Ryan.
B.J. Ryan making his 7th appearance. He's pitched very well. 4 1/3 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts.
Johnny Damon grounds it over towards the Boston dugout. There's Jason Johnson, who went 6 1/3 last time against Boston, and he's done it again tonight. Tonight he got some solid run support. We didn't get a lot of that last time, but he got it tonight. Damon slaps it outside of first in foul.
B.J. Ryan last season pitched in a career-high 67 games for the Orioles. They get a couple of lefties in their bullpen. B.J. Ryan and Buddy Groom is the other left-hander.
Here's the veteran Buddy Groom. Finds his way into about 70 games a year on average. In the air down the left field line, should reach the seats and will. Jason Johnson responsible for the runners on. Shea Hillenbrand at third. Jason Varitek, actually Shea Hillenbrand at second. Varitek at first. And one away here in the seventh. Two and two now to Damon. E.J. Ryan, 27 years of age. Chop to first. Conine will go to second for one. No chance at first. And on to third goes Hillenbrand. So they race the middleman and Varitek on the force out. And runners at the corners now with 2 outs in the inning.
That time Jeff Conine had a much better look at second base and more comfortable making that throw. No chance, of course, to double up Damon with his speed getting down the line. Right now the Orioles will just take outs any way they can get them.
Second baseman, number 12, Todd Walker.
By the way, that voice is Carl Beam. He's doing his first game here at Fenway Park as the new public address announcer.
There's Carl, the longtime radio man. And his booming voice here tonight here at Fenway Park. He's done a great job. The job is not easy. There's a big delay that I did not know about until yesterday's on-field ceremony. Huge delay. You speak and then nothing comes out for like 2 seconds. Then it comes out. So it takes a while, and it's going to take Carl a while, but he's done a terrific job tonight. Walker grounds it right back to Ryan. The 6'6" pitcher snares it and throws Walker out and ends things here in the 7th inning. The Red Sox get a run back, but the task still tall. Baltimore on top 10-3.
Back at Fenway, 10-3. The Orioles have the lead. Well, stay tuned after the game for W.B. Mason's Extra Innings, New England's Red Sox postgame show with extra highlights, extra interviews, and extra analysis. Hosted by Bob Rogers and a new lineup of studio analysts. After the last inning, the action is just beginning, and tonight's guest in studio is expected to be Shea Hillenbrand.
The catcher, number 9.
Now ready for the top of the 8th inning. The Red Sox change pitchers as the bullpen getting some work tonight. Ramiro Mendoza into the game.
Making his 6th appearance of the season. He's worked 6 innings total, allowing 12 hits and 8 earned runs. A rocky start from Mendoza. His last outing coming up in Toronto. That was on Wednesday. An inning and a third in that game and 4 earned runs.
First faces the Oriole catcher Geronimo Gil. Chad Fox had a good inning of relief, sending down the Orioles 1-2-3 in their half of the 7th inning. In his Fenway debut in a Red Sox uniform tonight. Yeah, one thing Ramiro Mendoza has had trouble with has been the sinker that has been up. His trademark pitch that has worked so well in a Yankees uniform, and certainly looking to rectify that situation as it is line foul down into the boxes. And a broken bat for Geronimo Gil.
Going to be tough for those guys in the bullpen to sit out all night in those windy conditions out there. They do have the doors on the bullpen area, so at least there is keep warm or keep that wind away if they choose to sit behind them. Those come off when the good weather gets here.
The 1-2 hit well to left. And that is going to hit the wall. And he plays it quickly, and he will hold Geronimo Gil, the slow-running catcher, to just a single.
You know, Donna, I'm looking at the new seats up above the left field wall, and every time a ball's hit up in that area, you can see fans reach down. Now, I wonder if it's possible if they could reach down and interfere with a ball that's high off the wall, and then, of course, it would be the judgment of the umpire where to put the runner because of fan interference. Now, see, there is quite a bit of room there, but if you really reach, I think you can probably get down on that wall somehow. That may come into play. Who knows before the season's over.
I think they had that problem in Cleveland for a little while, didn't they? Until they backed off the wall a little bit to put fans further back away.
Now, what about it's got to be a home run, right? If it hits on top of that?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Has to be, yeah. There's no yellow line up there.
Now, a tough call is going to be
that little ridge.
Yeah.
Hillenbrand, a fair ball, long throw that gets there in plenty of time. Nice play by Shea. On to second goes Geronimo Heel. Hairston erased.
Umpires and replays are going to come into effect, I think, a few times when a ball hits off the top of that wall and then quickly caroms back onto the field. This area right here, it's possible for a ball maybe to ricochet off that and then bounce back on the field, and snap decision would have to be made there.
The sight lines up there are incredible. You know, you wonder about the ladder too and the necessity of it. That is one of the trickier things about Fenway Park. When the ball kicks off there in different directions, it can cause havoc for an outfielder. It was there to remove the balls from the screen from batting practice. I'm not sure it's not necessary any longer.
Well, they've elected for now to keep that there, and of course you're right, that presents other challenges for left fielders at Fenway Park.
Found nowhere else. Just a ladder out there on a wall.
Well, the other thing now too, at the extended scoreboard, obviously there are more balls that are going to carry them off that scoreboard, and on top of the scoreboard we've seen them hit there and then bounce right up, and that'll be some other areas that will have an effect out there.
Mendoza has fallen behind 3-0 to Gary Matthews.
I think every time a Red Sox hits a home run into that section, you should call it a green monster.
The home run call should be green monster.
There's a green monster. What do you think?
I think it needs work.
Because you can't say it's into the net anymore, you know.
No. You can say green monster shot. I think it needs more than just yelling out green monster. It becomes confusing. Hillenbrand in foul ground makes the catch. Two down, and it'll bring up David Segui.
The designated hitter, number 23, David Segui.
Here's David Segui, who's 1 for 4 with a run driven in. Mendoza, the 4th pitcher used tonight by Boston. Pedro Martinez, a career-high 10 runs allowed in his 4 1/3 innings of work tonight. Steve Woodard went an inning and 2/3, giving up a hit. Fox, perfect inning, and now Ramiro Mendoza. 2-0 to Segui. Mendoza falling behind again, 3-0. Jeff Conine waits on deck. Red Sox 6-4 heading into tonight's action. There's a strike to Segui. Well, Derek Lowe will get the start tomorrow in lieu of Tim Wakefield. Because of all the rainouts, Tim getting skipped this time around. He'll be back in the rotation after Pedro pitches on Friday. We'll see Derek Lowe here tomorrow afternoon in the finale of the series. And he'll be matched up against, at this moment it appears, Rodrigo Lopez, who was roughed up by the Red Sox after so many successful outings last year against Boston. And was second in the Rookie of the Year balloting. payoff pitch. This is low, and Segui trots down to first base with the first walk given up by Mendoza.
Looks like Jeff Conine is being called back to the dugout, and looks like Melvin Mora may be coming out to the on-deck circle.
Haven't seen much of Melvin so far in the season. Conine had been on base 3 times tonight without the benefit of a hit. He walked twice and was hit by a pitch. He was hit for here in the 8th.
Ladies and gentlemen, hitting for Conine, number 6, Melvin Mora.
Ball 1 to Mora. In the air to the left. Ramirez heading back. It's over his head. Now it'll grab the scoreboard. And it's coming around as Geronimo Gil to score. Up to second base with an RBI double goes Melvin Mora, and the Orioles lead it 11-3.
Well, 2 things are there. You give Conine the rest of the night off with a comfortable lead, and Mora right now is 5 for 8 in his career against Mendoza. Once again, that sinker didn't sink there, and Mora finds the gap in left center field.
Jay Gibbons has 2 hits tonight, 2 for 4 with 2 runs driven in. Line and cut on the backhand by Todd Walker. Nice diving play from the Red Sox second baseman. Ends things here in the top of the 8th. The Orioles get another run on to the bottom of the 8th. 11-3 Baltimore. Back at Fenway Park, the Red Sox and Orioles finally playing a game tonight, and it was the Orioles tonight who came up with a 7-run 5th inning. B.J. Surhoff with this 2-run single adds to the fun for the Orioles and ends the night for Pedro Martinez. It would be the last hitter that Pedro faced, and his work tonight, 4 1/3, giving up 10 runs, a career high in that category. And there are the numbers on Pedro tonight. He walked 4. Jason Johnson, 6 1/3, the pitcher of record for the Orioles right now, giving up 3 runs. Gibbons a single, a double, 2 RBIs, and Damon with a 2-run home run to provide most of the Boston offense. That came back in the 3rd inning for Johnny Damon. Have some changes we'll tell you about here in a moment as Nomar Garciaparra leads off the inning. Melvin Mora, who pinch hit for Jeff Conine, takes over in right field. And Jay Gibbons comes from right to first base. The Orioles have a new pitcher as well, Rick Bauer, into the game.
6th appearance of the season for Bauer. He's worked 8 2/3 innings, allowing 4 hits and 4 earned runs, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. Opponents only hitting 138 off Bauer.
Soft chopper. Batista bobbles it. Nomar reaches it first to begin things here in the bottom of the 8th.
I think that'll probably go as a base hit for Nomar, because I don't believe Batista, as far as he had to come. They give an error to Batista. See, in my thinking, if he makes this play clean, it's still going to be a very close play at first base. That's a tough error. That's just my opinion, though, which I'm entitled to.
I thought a good throw got him.
You think so?
Yeah, because he's slow out of the box. Not slow out of the box, but he wasn't as quick out of the box. When I looked up,
he's got to throw that ball sidearm on the run toward home plate.
Major League third baseman.
Oh, don't give me that Major League stuff.
And he sends it foul down the right field line. I knew that last comment was going to cost me. Major League third baseman.
He whips out the Major League
third baseman. Off balance throw.
Tough call.
It's a tough play, but I looked down and he was 2/3 of the way. I think he could have got him. My opinion only, and I'm entitled to my own opinion. Ramirez taking ball 1, 1-1. I agree with you 9 out of 10 times.
So for the next 9, then you agree with me?
Everything you say is right.
It's going to be 90 degrees tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so. Two and one now to Manning.
I'd like to roll you that same ball and see how many times you make that play.
I'm not a major league third baseman. That's my point. I could have been, but I'm not. Chop towards Cruz. He will touch second alone and throw on to first. Had the time to do so. And it's the double play here, 6-3 for the first 2 outs of the inning.
Well, that's what Bauer does. He gets a lot of ground ball outs. He has that sidearm sinker ball that hitters have a tendency to pound into the ground, and quick double play there. Manny 0 for 3 tonight. He was 0 for 5 in that last game that he played up in Toronto.
David Ortiz 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Bauer, who works from the stretch with nobody on, gets Ortiz to foul that offering by the on deck circle. Now to David Ortiz. Rick Bauer, 6'6", 218 pounds, tall, lanky, from Garden Grove, California. Towards left center field, hit pretty well, and that'll get down. Back on the warning track. Ortiz got to hurry up. Matthews got to it quickly, and he goes flopping in head first into second base. His first hit in a Red Sox uniform at Fenway Park.
Well, for a while it looked like Matthews in center field was going to make a spectacular play on this. The ball refused to sit, but then finally he just could not reach it. Slipped a little bit on the grass, and Ortiz has himself the double. He took off after that one. I thought for sure he was going to make one of those spectacular plays. That's kind of the way things have been going. Do you think he should have had that one, Mr. Gold Glove?
No. Oh, my goodness. I think you can count on one hand how many times I've disagreed with you. It's not going to go away, is it? Here's Kevin Millar. Yeah, he had a better jump. Might have gotten to that center field. But you're right. The conditions are tough. On top, 11-3. Missing away, and it's 1-1. Kevin Millar with a pair of hits tonight. A single to center in the second. Single to left in the 7th inning and hit the ball hard. The only time he was out tonight in the 4th inning. Line drive caught by Gary Matthews out there in center. It's a fine beginning to his Red Sox career. To left for a base hit. Ortiz coming around from second base will score. Millar holds with the single, his 3rd hit of the night. The Red Sox get their 4th run. It's now 11-4 Baltimore.
Bauer hung a breaking ball that time, and Millar jumps all over it. You see Heel, he wants the ball away. That breaking ball stayed inside part of the plate, and Millar right down the left field line. Picks up his 12th RBI of the season and 3rd hit tonight.
Here's Hillenbrand, 1 for 3. Single to right. the third Baltimore pitcher tonight after their starter went 6 1/3. Hillenbrand holds off and is ahead here 2-0. More patient Hillenbrand here as the Red Sox need base runners. Two and one. The Orioles and Red Sox will meet 10 times this year here at Fenway. Of the 19 games the two will play. It's gotten quite more chilly here as the night has gone on. Chop towards Cruz at short. Real flip underhanded for the force out to get Millar and to end the inning. Red Sox come up with another run in the bottom of the 8th. We head to the 9th. 11-4 Baltimore. Well, tough night tonight so far for the Red Sox. 11-4 the Orioles on top as we look to the top of the 9th, and gentleman's looking for his beverage that apparently has disappeared. New pitcher on for the Red Sox, Bob Howry.
4th appearance for Howry. He's worked 3 1/3 innings, allowing 8 hits and 4 earned runs, a couple of walks, 2 strikeouts. Last time Howry worked in a game was Tuesday at Toronto.
Well, first base, the Orioles' third baseman, Tony Batista, 2 for 3 tonight with a couple of hits and a walk. It looked like he was taken all the way. Never moved out of that unorthodox stance. Normally on the move with the pitch. To get back to a more normal hitting stance. Those bullpens had a few days off, as have the rest of the Red Sox due to the rain. Brady Little using a lot of the bullpen tonight after Pedro went 4 1/3. Seen Woodard, Fox, Mendoza, and now Howry. $32,029 the attendance tonight. Some have ducked out as the Orioles with a lead, and good cut there from Batista.
Yeah, Red Sox and Orioles back at it tomorrow afternoon. Remember, 2 o'clock starts now on Sundays here at Fenway.
It used to be 2 o'clock around the time you played, weren't they?
Yeah, yep, many moons ago.
Well to deep left center field. Gaiman on the run back by the wall, and he can't get it as it's off the wall, and Batista scampers to second base with his 3rd hit of the night and his 2nd double.
He's had some night. A couple of RBI. You mentioned Don, 3 hits. Drew a walk back in the 5th inning, a bases loaded walk to bring in a run. Gets the fastball from Howry and puts it off the scoreboard. Right up the top of the scoreboard for the double.
There's B.J. Surhoff, 1 for 4. A single back in the 5th inning, part of the 7-run top of the 5th for the Orioles. Oh, 2 o'clock start tomorrow. Gives a little bit more time to get yourself together in the morning.
What do you mean by that?
Well, just mean you have the extra hour for whatever it is that you do in the morning.
You know, you've hit my age tonight. You've hit my scoring ability. Now you're suggesting what? It's you know, like makeup and all that stuff in the morning?
No, not at all. I just meant you have more time. Extra hour, 2 o'clock start time. More time to do whatever it is that the Rem Dog does on a day game morning. Shallow left field. Garcia Park gives way to Ramirez, and Manny makes the catch. 1 out.
Number 11, Davey Cruz.
It's interesting this afternoon when the first game was rained out. I'm back down to the clubhouse, and most of it was cleared out. I guess a lot of the players either went home or went out maybe to get a bite to eat. There are a few coaches that were still hanging around. I don't know what the Orioles did. They probably did the same thing. I went back to the hotel.
It was kind of strange to come to the ballpark for a day-night doubleheader and not play the first part of it. And a lot of people hanging around during the day. Orioles staying very close to the ballpark, so easy for them to take off once they get the news. If they did go back to the hotel. We stayed here, though, and prepared for the night games.
We were very prepared for this game tonight.
In the dirt to Cruz, and he's now ahead 3-0. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, the Red Sox dealing with the deficit at the very least of 7 runs. Jeremy Giambi, Jason Varitek, and Johnny Damon expected to bat. Here's a strike from Howry, 3-1. Field for a base hit. Batista started back to second base. He thought Walker had a chance at second, so he only gets to third on the base hit to right for Davey Cruz. His second hit of the night.
Number 9.
Yeah, it's been 2 different nights for Davey Cruz. The Pedro part of it where he struck out a couple of times, but since Pedro's left the game, he's got 2 hits and 2 RBI in this game.
Well, the number 9 hitter and catcher has been productive tonight as well with 2 hits. And Heel has scored 2 runs as well. Third. Hillenbrand will give chase. So will Varitek, and no play.
You see, once that ball got up above the stadium, that wind pushed it back close to the field of play. Bounced somewhere in that front row.
Cut 1 and 2. Well, so much was made of the first adjustments, which was the Diamond Club below us. So formerly the Diamond Club. I know it's the 406 Club now. But when that was erected here in behind home plate, a lot of people felt that 5 balls to center were being cut down. The wind was not behind it with the new structure in the new press box.
I believe that. I think there was some effect with that, when they first put it up to 600 Club, because I remember times playing second base, and of course it was very low behind home plate. Not much. Take all that away, and that's really the top of the stadium. So the ball used to go up in the air, and on those summer days where that wind was blowing straight out towards center field, it would just take off. And center field was a spot really to go deep.
Heel goes lunging and strikes out. Bob Howry's first strikeout is out number 2 here in the top of the 9th.
second baseman.
That little box. Look at the strikeout first.
There's the strikeout. That ball looked a little away.
That little box was at the top of the screen. That's where you guys used to do the game.
That used to be the broadcast booth, yes.
Wow.
A little bigger than what it is now. They had the camera positions there, but it really was a terrific place to watch a ball game.
Is that closer than Tiger Stadium?
No, it was not as close as Tiger Stadium, no. But it was better because you didn't have to worry about every foul ball that was heading back there.
Were you actually behind the screen as it is now? Is the screen in front of you?
We were on top of the screen. A little cold there early in the season and a little warm in the middle of the summer. There was no heat, no AC.
Well, now we're in the climate-controlled booth up top. But the vantage point has changed dramatically as we come to you from up top. You have lots more room up here than you did down there below. Well, I would have liked to have seen some of the things you wore to the ballpark, I'm sure, in the hotter, warmer days. I know where this could go. Is that misses?
It's true. My partner at that time, Ned Martin, God rest his soul, he, on those real hot days down there, Ned had come equipped in a bathing suit.
Really?
Just do the game with a bathing suit on.
Wow. Well, we certainly miss Ned. The 3-1, Gary Hairston takes it for ball 4. And up to second base goes Davy Cruz. Still at third is Batista, so bases loaded, 2 down.
Number 36.
That'll bring up Gary Matthews. Had the chance to meet Ned's children during the off-season of the Boston Baseball Writers Dinner, coming from the Cape. Here's Gary Matthews. Lined out of the reach of Garcia Parra into left. From third comes Batista. Trying to score from second is Davy Cruz. He's in. And the Orioles add 2 more to their total and lead it 13-4.
The designated hitter, number 23.
That's been also a pretty good night for Matthews. He's got a couple of hits in this game now with 3 RBI.
Here's David Segui. Look out. Segui hopping back out of the way. Action in the bullpen. Kevin Tolar, who's brought up today from Pawtucket to take the roster spot of Alan Embry, who was placed on the DL today with stiff shoulder, as this is Segui out after it. Called it shoulder soreness for Alan Embry, placed on the DL today. Lowry with the 1-1. In there for a strike over the outside corner. Hairston at second, Matthews at first with 2 outs here in the 9th. The 5th Boston pitcher tonight. A strange night tonight at Fenway Park in the home opener for the Red Sox. Long awaited home opener after yesterday was washed out and the day portion of the day-night doubleheader today rained out. And he struck him out. Second strikeout for Howery, both in this inning, his inning of work, but he does give up 2 more runs to the Orioles. On to the bottom of the ninth now, 13-4 Baltimore.
Last chance for the Red Sox. They trail at 13-4. We remind you this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. In addition, the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Boston Red Sox.
Bottom of the ninth inning, Jeremy Giambi to lead it off. Baltimore now on top 13-4. The 13 runs allowed by the Red Sox, certainly a season high, but it is the most since August 1st of 2002 at Texas. 19 runs allowed that night to the Texas Rangers in a 19-7 loss. I don't remember who started that game. I want to say John Burkett. In that game, I think Carl Everett in a grand slam. Here's John Burkett. Jeremy Giambi with a count of 1-2. Foul off the left side. It'll reach the seats. It was once filled tonight by 32,029, but a lot of them have ducked out.
Well, she's glad she didn't. She got a souvenir.
Two and two to Giambi. He'll be followed by Veritek and Damon here in the last half of the ninth. Red Sox dealing with a 9-run deficit. Straight back to the backstop, 2-2. Orioles on their third pitcher, Jason Johnson, the pitcher of record on the winning side right now. 6 1/3. 6 hits and 3 runs. Looking for his first win of the year. Second straight good outing against Boston. Giambi strikes out for the first out of the ninth.
The catcher, number 33, Jason Veritek.
One down. Here's Jason Veritek. Strikeout of the year for Jeremy Giambi, the league leader in that category. Rocco Baldelli so far for Tampa Bay, who's had a very good start to his rookie season, but he has 15 strikeouts.
Hasn't Baldelli had a hit in every game?
I think so, yeah. Veritek gets hit for the second time tonight. Second time it grabbed his foot, it looks like.
The first time was off his toe, his left toe.
The center fielder, number 18, Johnny Damon.
Here's Damon, who hit a 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning. At the time, it brought the Red Sox back within a run. It was 3-2 Baltimore. But the complexion of his game changed very much in the 5th inning, when the Orioles scored 7 times. All the runs charged to Pedro Martinez. Woodard came on and let some of those runs score. The inherited runners that were charged to Pedro. Damon with the cut, 1-2. Out. Second strikeout for Rick Bauer, and the Red Sox down to their last out.
Second baseman, number 12, Todd
The Foxwoods chance play of the game coming in the 5th inning. B.J. Surhoff with the base hit to drive in a couple of runs. That was the last batter that Pedro faced tonight. That was the Foxwoods chance play of the game.
Todd Walker has a hit tonight. He's singled back in the 6th inning. At the end of the bat foul, and now Walker down to his last strike. Eric Lowe tomorrow against Rodrigo Lopez. The finale of what is now a series shortened 2-game series against the Orioles. The off day on Monday for the Red Sox, and then Tampa Bay will be here at Fenway Park beginning Tuesday night. Slashed foul back into the seats on the left side.
Now the Red Sox will not make up the game that was rained out on this trip in by the Orioles. It'll be in August as part of a day-night doubleheader, so the Red Sox will have their day off on Monday.
The weather portion, things should be a lot nicer then. There was some talk at one point that maybe with both clubs off on Monday they would elect to play the game there, but that is not the case. It'll be part of a day-night doubleheader on August 8th. High drive, deep right field. Mora headed back. He's looking up. It's gone. Todd Walker homers into the Baltimore bullpen. A 2-run home run. And it's now 13-6 Baltimore.
Tried to put him away on a changeup, left it about belt high, and first home run for Todd Walker here at Fenway Park, his 2nd of the season.
Here's Nomar, who's 1 for 4 tonight. Certainly have a little bit more pop at the top of the order than the Red Sox had in the past. Damon so far with 3 home runs, including 1 tonight, and Todd Walker, the number 2 hitter, with 2. Up. Coming from first base is Gibbons, and he makes the catch for the final out. So the Red Sox get 2 back in the ninth, but a tough night here tonight on opening night at Fenway Park after the first 2 washouts. The Baltimore Orioles come in and beat Pedro Martinez and the Red Sox 13-6. Kind of ruining the party a little bit here tonight. Jason Johnson is the winner, 1-0. The loser, Pedro Martinez, losing for the first time, 0-1. For Jerry Remy, this is Don Orsillo saying so long for now. Now it's time for W.B. Mason's Extra Innings with Bob Rogers. Bob?
All right, Donnie, thanks very much. Bob Tewksbury along for the ride tonight, and a very strange home opener for the Red Sox. Just a crazy night at the ballpark, and who would ever expect Pedro Martinez to get lit up like this?
Everything was crazy. The weather at the beginning, yesterday, today, Pedro's outing, it's just crazy, and it was not a good way to start at home, but there's a long way to go.
It's going to be up to you to try to break it down. Shea Hillenbrand will be our guest on W.B. Mason Extra Innings, and of course we'll be talking to you as well. Tough home opener, but it's still only 1 loss out of 162. Got to try to look at the bright side some way in this whole deal. Tough night at the ballpark for the Red Sox. We'll be back right after this.